Sometimes we think, okay, I need to do something that makes YouTube put my video in front of more people. Instead, YouTube cares about YouTube is the second largest search engine in the world. The algorithm is next level.
I was telling my team, YouTube in 26 is my thing. That's my main focus.
I believe, honestly, that you can 2x your income by getting YouTube right.
If we're slated for 10 million on our own efforts with our own strategies, doing it in our own way, you're saying that YouTube alone could literally 2x those efforts.
100%. I've seen you for years. It was a YouTube video that made me say, oh, I got to get an interview with her. Because YouTube is that.
Yeah.
YouTube is that depth.
Oh, the depth.
It is so great. And your YouTube videos, let me tell you, your YouTube videos, and we're just going to talk it out in front of, but your YouTube videos.
No, and here's the thing, don't to be straight. I don't need a nice sandwich. I need you to be like, girl, you need to get it together.
I'll tell you straight up. So your YouTube videos are so good. They're better than most people in your lane's videos themselves, the videos. So once you get in, I mean, you know already instinctively to do long form. Like when it comes to the operations and things like that, like you had one where it was someone on your team and you were like pulling back the curtain about something.
Yeah.
And
about
it was
creating systems.
Yeah, it was just deep dive, and I just pressed play and I didn't stop listening to it. That is so powerful because when you now combine it with what I think is just a little bit what's missing for you is the packaging. And you're so good at packaging, so this will be very simple for you.
And like, I'm looking at you like, coach, I know I'm good at packaging and I just got a block. I got a YouTube block over here.
Yeah.
To be like, I can't, like, it's not, it's, and so I had a conversation that I should probably, I don't know if we're okay to talk about this.
Talk about anything.
On air. It was that I was telling my team, and I'm like, YouTube in 26 is my thing. That's my main focus. And them, and you've known, like, our communication is very short, very direct, like, okay, let's go.
Yep,
and they had said, Jasmine, if you take this on, you're taking on more. And your plate is 100% full. So what are you letting go of? And I was like, okay, I hear this. And I'm like, is there a world to take what we're currently doing and then preliminarily, like, let's just fix the outset? Or it like...
So, I hear that and I love it. I love the setup here because it's going to require a little bit more time, but what you already have, like if you can continue doing what you're already doing and just package it differently,
amen,
you're going to be good. You're going to be good. So first question is, how often do you release a video and do you release it at the same time each time?
Yes, we're within a 2-hour window. We drop a YouTube video on Tuesdays and Thursdays.
So even
then we're sometimes even a third time.
Even the time of day isn't as important as the date.
Yes.
So it is important in some ways. We can get really granular with it. It is important in some ways because on YouTube Studio, you can go in and you can see when your audience is on the most inside of your dashboard. So it has this little chart, and this is for anybody watching, right? It has this little chart that says your audience is on between 9 a.m. and 3 p.m. That's, Pacific. That's the sweet spot. And so you would want to do it at the top of that or right in the middle of that. There's also research that said, and yours is going to be different for every person, right? So there's also research that says that for business type of content, the best time is right before lunch, your time period, or right in the afternoon as people are leaving, like 3 to 4 p.m. And I've had really great success with that. Now, having said all that, it's not like tried and true every single time I do that and that's, takes off. What is important is the consistency. And I know we hear that word so often, we get a little tired of it, but it's true.
No, that's my dog food. That's my mantra. Like that is what I eat every single day is consistency.
Well, the consistency of you post on Tuesdays and Thursdays every week, like clockwork, that is working in your favor. That works in your favor. So keep doing that because YouTube is like, it's owned by Google. It's the second largest search engine in the world. So the algorithm is next level of what it's able to figure out. So it's taking your transcript, it's learning who you're talking to, who it should put you in front of. Now, here's something that's interesting. YouTube, sometimes we think, okay, I need to do something that makes YouTube put my video in front of more people, right? Instead, YouTube cares about getting the right video in front of a person. So they care more about the viewer than the person putting the stuff out. which means the same way you attract other people just by being yourself and like giving such value. That's all you have to do. You don't have to jump through hoops for it, basically, because it's doing some of our work for us and helping the viewer get a good experience on YouTube, which is really cool. So all you have to do to prove that is go to your homepage on YouTube and just look at your homepage and see what it's serving you. And it's keeping up. It's keeping up with your current desires of what to watch. So then the consistency you have going, you have the goods when it comes to the video itself. There are a couple of things that I've seen in your videos that I would just love to experiment changing. And that is your hook. Sometimes your hook is like so on point, it's ridiculous, but sometimes your hook takes too long to get to the hook.
Yep.
And you lose, I bet if you went into those videos, you'd lose like 60% of your views just because the person doesn't necessarily know you. Like people don't know me. I have to assume that every day. Alex Hormozy, people don't know him. I did an experiment and people don't know him. Even though he has millions of views, he just made $100 million in a weekend. People still don't know that name. So we have to assume every single time we put a video up that nobody knows us. They don't know our inside jokes. They don't know, hey, you know me. They don't know any of that. They just need to know how it's valuable to them. So you have a video where you're interviewing, what's the guy's name? He's a black man who does taxes.
Oh, Carlton Dennis.
Carlton, yes. He follows me on Instagram. I'd love to talk to him. I'd love to have him on this show.
You need to can I connect you, Jay?
I would love that.
He is like next level.
He's amazing,
He's
right?
12 out of 10.
And he's gone crazy on YouTube, right?
Yes, he has.
That video then, I don't know how many views it has today, but when I saw it, it didn't have a lot of views, in my opinion, right? You said to be straight with you.
Yeah.
So that video, I think, is at least a 20 to 50,000 view video because he's on it and because people are going to want your take, your point of view of him. Right? Because he's been on a couple of different Ryan Pineda and all these different things. Yeah. But your take, you pulled out a lot about his mother, right? You pulled out a lot of things that are interesting. Okay. So what I noticed about that video is that the hook wasn't there. It wasn't, because they may not know him. Most people don't know him. They know him.
What do you suggest the hook should have been?
So I can't remember what it was, but I think I put it in. I sent you a little thing. I think I put it there.
Well, you have to explain to people because you're like, I sent you a little thing. Tell people we connected on Instagram DM.
Yeah, I DM'd you and I'm like, hey, will you come on here? I want to interview you. I'd have to, because I'm like a dork when it comes to YouTube. I'm watching YouTube videos all day long, all night long. So I reached out and I said, also, and you said yes. Thank you so much. You said yes right away. And then I said, I think I can help you on YouTube because I think you should be bigger, quote unquote, on YouTube than you are. And what I did was I just wrote a bunch of handwritten notes and then I recorded a video for you. And then I made a lovable page to put the video on so that it would be easy to watch. And I just kind of took you through some ideas that I had, including what I'll say here. But, people are busy. And I know that I feel like for you, going back to your question about, it's just going to put too much on my plate for 2026. I believed, honestly, that you can 2x your income by getting YouTube right. I just truly believe that. And where would you say you are in your income?
I'm going to be very open and say, well, we just started the consistent 10K. And while we can have projections, they're really back of the napkin math on what we think we can do and leverage. But what we've projected for it pretty conservatively in 25 would be 10 million.
Okay.
And so if I heard you correct, that if we're slated for 10 million on our own efforts with our own strategies, doing it in our own way, you're saying that YouTube alone could literally 2x those efforts.
100%. I truly believe that. And isn't it worth trying to see if I'm right, if I'm off by a little bit? Because I look at people like a Simon Squibb, Dan Martell, Cody Sanchez. I see these people and I know that you are in the same echelon as they are. And it's just the packaging that's different. That's the only real thing. So the packaging includes that hook. So packaging is the hook, it's the title, it's the thumbnail, or thumbnail, title, hook, right?
Great.
So it's all working together.
Got it.
So what you want to do is First of all, you want just a couple of words on the screen, 2, 3, 4 words on the thumbnail, very large, to say exactly what's going on so people can catch. Some people watch the thumbnail first, some people see the title first, some people see both at the same time. So you just wanted to say something that catches the eye. Then you want the title to be specific. And even if you use like if you say like make $10,000, like that's actually good. But if you say how I made $9,470 in 5 days, you're specific. Yeah. So it feels like, oh, this is not just like a get rich quick. It's like specific, and you're going to show me behind the scenes. And then with the hook, you take the thumbnail and the title and you combine it and say, okay, if I'm the person viewing this and I took the time to click on it, how do I get a confirmation within the first 3 seconds that I did the right thing? And so hook should be, I made $9,474 in 5 days. I'm going to show you exactly how we did it. I'm here with, right? Or something like this for this particular video with Carlton. My business did $5 million in 2024, and I could have saved $200,000. Carlton is going to tell us exactly how. In that case, what you'd have on the screen is save 6 figures or making more than $1 million. You're going to package it all together. It's almost like you're putting out a mini movie every time you do it. It's a package. When somebody's in Hollywood and they're doing movies, they attach people to it and they attach this, and it has to be packaged well. That's what you're doing with your videos. And you could even do 1 a week. If you feel like it's going to be too overwhelming to do this for 2, you could do 1 a week and make sure it's really packaged well and look for those 20, 30, 50,000 plus views each time. And of course, it's not going to happen necessarily in the first day, or sometimes things take off after a few days or a few weeks. But that's what I'm seeing is like that hook is that immediate, like, let me show you why you made the right decision by clicking on this video and how powerful. Here's one more thing.
Wait, can I ask a clarifying question? Because I immediately go into the systems of this, and many times I do deep research on the guests that come on the show, and I actually I have an idea of where the conversation is going to go, but it always dovetails and does its own thing. Yeah. And so I think that while I might be able to say, okay, I'm going to try like this hook. Like, so for instance, I loved that hook for Carlton. That was completely made up because I actually didn't know what the conversation was going to turn into. And so I think to myself, I'm going into the system of, should I actually, at the end of recording with a guest, go in and start ideating on potential topics or keywords, and then recording solo, like 4 hooks? Let
me tell you the 2 ways to do it. Please. Very simple. One way to do it is, like, after this conversation, you're leaving, right? I'm going to stay here, and I might record an intro. That's a simple way to do it. After you have the conversation, you don't say, like, that was so great, but you say, this conversation coming up is going to change the way you think about your taxes forever, right? Because you're able to give it some context. Maybe it's a minute, maybe it's 2 minutes. Look at, not Stephen Bartlett, look at Callum Johnson. He does a really good job of this. Another way to do it is to simply have a trailer. Have a trailer start things off. You've probably watched the Stephen Bartlett video or watched someone else do an interview.
Girl, you're looking at me trying to, like, I have tried endlessly. It is so frustrating with editors.
Oh, I got editors. We can work together. No, I have editors.
Okay. So
let's just work with my editors.
And another thing, like the real is thank you, shout out, sweet baby Jesus. I'm at a point in my life where I want to hire people who are 10x better than me. Yeah. So I want to know just enough to be dangerous to be able to look at an editor and be like, this trailer's not good enough, but I don't
So you don't have to remember any of this.
Okay.
I got you. Okay. You don't have to remember any of this. I can help you, and I can connect you to the right people. I'm just saying this for everybody watching and for you to understand that you have like 90% of it. Because of the way you film, you have the setup, you have an enviable setup, like the way that you film it. And because of your natural way of interviewing and extracting the information that is valuable, you already have 90% on the canvas. All we have to do is switch a couple things at the beginning that make people understand, A, I need to click on this. Yep. And B, I need to stay watching this because it has that vibe. Yep. So those 2 ways is you do a trailer or you do a recap, but you do it at the top. and it goes right into it. And the way that I do mine, I've gotten to the point where I know how to hook. But that's why I said to you before we started, I said, don't worry about the order of this, because I'm going to make it a hook, because I want more people to hear you.
Yeah.
I want people to see what you have to say. So why would I stop them from doing it? Why would I add friction? I want people to understand this is for them in that thumbnail. This is for them in that title.
That's so good.
And this is for them in that.
That's so good.
Going in. So those are just a few things you could do. I'm happy to help you. I also feel like you do so much where you're like speaking. You're like well known for going out and doing speaking gigs. You also have like, you live in a beautiful place. You have a family. You have all this stuff going. I think there could be some interesting like vlogging that you could do, some behind the scenes vlogging that you could do that's not just direct to camera. I like your vibe when you're talking with someone else who's on your team, breaking things down. I'll close it out by saying a couple more things here.
Please.
There are different types of videos. So there's a video that's more of growth video, which is more broad. So it's going to be like the 10K method or even the 5K method, or, it's kind of like a little clickbaity, but you follow up with some good stuff, right? Okay. But it's meant to bring in more people to see you, more subscribers, and really play to the algorithm. Got it. Then you have ones that are more about showing your expertise and doing a deeper dive, and you already do these naturally. So sometimes you'll put a video out that's broad and you'll know that's going to do well numbers wise. That's cool. Then you're going to put out videos that are meant to make people who already follow you really believe you're the guide. I need you as my guide.
So it's like a funnel.
Yes.
God.
Yeah. Yeah. And then you're going to have ones that are more like celebratory, or just kind of a little bit more to show your personality and a little bit more to show your relatability. And then you're going to have things that are like testimonials, case studies, things like that, where you go over, you have helped so many people and I don't know what they look like. I don't know how to imagine your audience. I couldn't tell you who your audience is, but in one video, you could do a case study or interview somebody and I immediately understand, oh, okay, they're in their mid-30s, they're a woman, they're this. Like, oh, now I understand that that's kind of me. That's kind of me back to me. And the more you do those, like when I do my interviews with people in my memberships, I get so many people who join my membership that day and then forever.
So good.
Because it's like, oh, I see me.
So good.
Make your members the hero, and some of your videos too.
So good.
Yeah, there's just so much we could talk about.
So good. Yeah. I'm like out here like slurping this up with a spoon. Like, this is good.
And you don't have to change what you do or become an expert at YouTube. You have somebody on I bet you have somebody on your team that I could talk to who I could just geek out on this stuff. And we just say, okay, you sit here, work your magic, and we'll make sure it's packaged right. Now,
when you say somebody on your team, are you talking in what capacity? I was thinking roles. So, I go from like operator, systems builder, visionary. And in this thing, when you say there's somebody on the team that I could talk to, in a dream world, are you talking to a PM to keep things moving along? Are you talking about like a strategist? I
think in your case, if you want to work with me, because I can be the strategist, right? If you want to work with me, I think it's just somebody who's like honestly just willing to upload videos at a certain time and make some changes as needed. And someone who understands...
Make changes in terms of what?
Like when you put up a video, you can change the thumbnail, you can change the title depending on how the video is doing. Okay. So we're in that first hour when we put your video up, we're looking at your click-through rate, your CTR. We're looking at it, and then we might even compare it. We might even do 3 thumbnails to test them, because you can do that. We might even say, okay, the first 20 minutes... this thing happened. We need to make some changes right away. And so that really helps this is stuff that I'm not going to tell everybody in the beginner to do, right? I'm going to say, do some of the other stuff I talked about, the packaging. But if we're going into like this next level, take you from $10 million to $20 million, we're getting in there, right? We're going to watch this thing like a hawk for the first hour, the first day, the first week. I would pair you with the PM.
a project manager, because then what she would be able to do is within a system is if we have systematized that we drop videos on Tuesdays and Thursdays, then the person that we would assign to be watching like YouTube analytics gets a task that has to be done between, let's say, 10 a.m. and 11 a.m. And like if the CTR isn't what it needs to be, that's on them. Their KPI is to amend and
And they would have to like get my training to understand what they're looking for.
Right.
But that's something that any person can figure out, especially if they have the time, right? You just don't have the time for it. But here's what I think, and how everyone here can relate, no matter how much money they're making, is you want to do things that are the most leveraged. The most leveraged task for you, and your most leveraged task is absolutely leading your team. But I believe your most leveraged task is making people who don't know you, because you have such the back end figured out. And you have the receipts of once someone's in my ecosystem, they learn from me.
I feel like I'm so seen. And I'm like, there is, I mean, so remember we started at the beginning of the conversation, we're like, on the outside, it's a brand, it's a holding company. Who does this, blah, blah. And then I'm like, and then on the backside, it's like, here's a series of Ziploc bags. And we're like, oh, it's strung together. It's like, if on the real, I feel like I got everything on the back end. Like, we're ready to go. I'm chomping at the bit. I'm like, faster. And what you're saying is like, we could probably do more with less, but what you're lacking is the exact strategy of what needs to happen.
Yeah, what you have is like, you have the setup ready for people to show up to the party. Like, you have everything set up, and you have the amps, plugged in. You have everything set up. The thing is that in your lane, in your world, there's some people watching this right now who are like, but that's Jasmine Star. Everybody knows her. We cannot make that assumption.
No, I never do, girl.
Right. So
are you saying that, okay, so I have the party, I got the DJ, I got the snacks, the guacamole, nobody knows the party's there?
You don't have the billboard. You don't have the billboard. I'll say it like I say to my members, and this is going to be my choice of food, okay? So let's say you make the best gumbo in the world.
Okay.
Like, you make the best gumbo in the world, but you cook it in the basement of a home with the lights out. Nobody knows. And that's what it is. But let's say you cooked the same gumbo, but you cooked it in the front yard. There was a giant billboard with a neon arrow pointing and blinking. There was music blasting. And there was a person on the microphone saying, or one of those megaphones saying, the best gumbo in the world. How many more people would come by to taste the gumbo?
Right.
And then they would. So what I'm saying is, you have the best gumbo, and there's a follow through that happens if it's actually the best gumbo.
What I hear you say is, girl, get out of the damn basement.
Get out of the basement, because if they don't know you exist, they cannot get the value that you give. And we all know, we teach that, right? That it is our duty to help as many people find us as possible.
That's right.
Right? And so now what's really interesting is, like, the people who have spent the last 5-10 years building all of the building blocks and the foundation, and they're making millions of dollars. And a lot of people watch me who do. They're making millions of dollars. And the cool thing is like, just putting some energy and some nerdiness into this YouTube thing has such a high return on investment, because it's the most leveraged social media that I know. It's the most leveraged. People are spending hours binging your videos rather than seconds flicking through an Instagram. People want to know, like, how are you projecting a $10 million a year? And you're going to, like, tell us that for free on YouTube? That's special. Look at Dan Martell, what he's been able to do. He went to his team and he said, we got all this. We have a holding company. We have all investments. We have all this stuff. I'm going to spend the majority of my time making content. He thought they were going to be upset. Like, you're not going to lead us. You're not going to do this. You're not going to be in the trenches with us. They said, amazing, because you'll bring us more opportunity.
That's right.
And then they made it so that he could do that, because it's so leveraged. Every time you do a video that is packaged well and has the goods, you're setting your team up for success. and you're setting up the person who's the potential customer for success.
I'd asked you that because you can't read the label of the bottle of your Evian or Perrier on the inside.
Yeah.
And so when you're just like, people need to see that. And I was like, tell me, what do they need to see? Because I'm in it. Like, it's hard for me to always like see it. So thank you. I step into that. I want that. I desperately do. And I know that it's in alignment. And then I think that, the stories that immediately come up in my mind is, what has to stop, or what do I have to let go of in order to pursue this? And I'm a cake eater, Arlan. I want my cake and I want to eat it too. Yeah. And so what I hear is like hints of the possibility of tweaking what we currently have and then approaching it strategically and then hedging bets in a different way that I just can't see. And that makes me very excited.
Yeah.
Thank you.